everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. I hope you're keeping well, it's nice to see you. This is the preview of West Ham's 11th away game of the 22-23 Premier League season, where we travel to the northeast to take on Newcastle United at St James's Park for a 5:30 kickoff this Saturday afternoon or stroke evening, live on Sky Sports. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, but as you can see from the icon that's up here somewhere, there's also Newcastle retro gear in there as well, along with Admiral and Umbro track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, as normal, I will be sending the commission over to the very, very noble charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and helping those in the Newham area and further afield of the Essex County, and even slightly further afield than the last few years, to help people that are really struggling before all this crap started, to get food on their table. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt or a very nice casual gear in your own club colours, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I, and you should be saving yourself a few quid as well. So as always guys, let's start off by talking about the officials. The referee for this game is Peter Banks. His assistants are Eddie Smart and Nick Greenhalgh. The fourth official is Simon Hooper. On VAR we have Neil Swarbrick, and his assistant is Richard West. Now, so let's jump straight into the preview of the game itself. Our last 6 away trips to St James's Park in the Premier League shows we've won twice, drawn once and lost 3 times. David Moyes' Premier League away record at St James's Park is an average to middling record, for as he always is. Shows that he's won 4, drawn 4 and lost 6 with Everton, Man United, Sunderland and of course us. Now Newcastle are absolutely fucking flying at the moment. They are third in the Premier League table with 10 wins, 9 draws and 1 loss. 1 loss all season, scoring 33 goals and conceding 11 on 39 points. They are absolutely on fire, and so they should, to be fair. I personally think that they are a northeast equivalent of West Ham. You know, the relatively same working class background, great sense of humour, really good banter. A lot of Newcastle fans that I've met over the years with family up there in around that neck of the woods have got a bit of a soft spot for West Ham as well. So there is that affiliation, and I've been to St James's Park, but I haven't been on as the away fan for West Ham. And one of these days I hope to do it, and I do think it's going to be a great game. And no wonder Sky Sports have got their little greasy little mitts all over this game. Now the other night Newcastle went through to the League Cup final, and their first final since 1999. It's a phenomenal, and long may it continue for this club. I really have a lot of respect for Newcastle. Good fan base, as I said, really funny people, and just, yeah, long may it continue. You know, they got rid of their tyrant of an owner, and look what's happened to them now. Will the same thing happen in West Ham over the next year to 18 months? We'll find out. Newcastle's home form so far this season over the last 10 games is they've won 6, drawn 4 and lost none. They've scored 18 goals and conceded just 5. In the last 5 games at home, they've won 3 and drawn 2. And we rock up. Now, there is a very, very good chance that Newcastle will start this game 4th in the table, because Man United play Crystal Palace, if I remember correctly, I think at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So there is a good chance that they will bunny hop over. But guys, don't worry, you will be back to 3rd after this performance. You really will. I mean, goal difference alone, you know, it's just, I don't really like to jump ahead of the gun in any shape or form, but I do generally think we're going to get absolutely fucking smashed, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, Eddie Howe's home go-to formation seems to be 4-3-3, and Newcastle's style of play is attempting crosses and through balls very often, controlling the game in the opposition's half, attacking through the middle and taking a lot of shots, playing the offside trap, and a very, very consistent starting 11. Now, they're very strong at attacking set pieces, shooting from direct free kicks, creating chances through individual skill even, and creating scoring chances, and are strong at aerial duels and defending set pieces, but they are very weak at avoiding the offside trap from what I've been looking at. So Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I think we're going to get spunked. I really, really do. Now, turning to the Geordies' injuries, at the time of this recording, Matt Targett is out with a heel injury, which is currently being assessed. And Kraft, I think you pronounce it, is also out with an ACL injury. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously, John Joe Shelvey was on their injured list, but he's had his transfer over to Notts Forest. So we won't be able to sing Harry Potter's Coming For You anymore, unfortunately, until we play Sheffield. Sorry, Notts Forest, I should say. Now, their highest goal scorers at home aren't really much of a surprise. It's Callum Wilson with 4 goals and 3 assists, and Almiron with also 4 goals and 1 assist. Callum Wilson is also their highest assister at home as well, alongside with St Maximin and Kieran Trippier very, very close behind him with 2 assists each. Now, Guimaraes picked up a red card in the League Cup semi-final the other night, so he shouldn't be able to play this game because obviously he's got to serve a 3-game suspension. Now, players to look out for, all other than the ones we've already mentioned. Possible former Hammer, Harrison Ashby, who sealed his move on deadline day morning. It's a bit of, to be honest with you, I didn't really talk about it much when I did the video yesterday, or it'll be yesterday by the time you guys watch this, about have David Sullivan and David Moyes relegated West Ham. But it's obviously now the time to talk about it. Harrison Ashby is a fantastic prospect, but from what I'm hearing, and from what David Moyes has said, he's got too big for his boots. Really, really seems to. The fact he just seems to want more money, an ever increasing trend in this capitalisation style football that we're in now. And his agent is also Eddie Howe's agent, or at least the agency, if I remember correctly. So it was inevitable. It's a shame, but I don't want to wax lyrical about all the other juniors that have gone on to other clubs and not done really well. But I really genuinely hope Ashby does. He's a fantastic player. And when we play him eventually for the replay of the game that should have been played, if the Queen hadn't passed away, I'll give him a round of applause if he comes on or as a substitute or whatever. It's one of those things. It's football. But other players to look out for: Joe Linton, Charles Lascelles, Willock, Nick Pope, Longstaff. The list is almost endless. It really, really is. So, guys, now it comes over to the part where we go over to the team analysis for the Patreons. If you want to become a Patreon, click the link in the description below. It's £2.50 plus VAT or £3 plus VAT a month. That's it. It's not a lot of money to subscribe to the channel, to give us more support, and you'll see extended versions of videos. So let's now jump over to Patreon. Okay, guys, so let's talk about West Ham. Now, there's nothing more to say about the January transfer window. I did the video, for you guys, it will be last night, but here it was not long ago. We are still in the FA Cup, which is fantastic. Obviously we've got Man United away in the next draw, which is going to be the 4th of March, if I remember correctly, or one of those early days. So I don't think our game with Brighton away, if I remember correctly, is going to be rescheduled as a result of it. But turning to injuries itself, Danny Ings is still being assessed with his knee injury from the Everton game. Scamacca is still out with his knee injury too, but Scamacca did put up on his Instagram account the other day that it looks like he's hoping to be back soon. So obviously Scamacca is still being assessed with that. Zuma is still out with his thigh injury that he picked up from the Everton game too as well. Cornet, from what I was reading, and from what I've been hearing as well, he has an injury that apparently has only happened once before. This is West Ham's luck, innit? It really genuinely is. Now, I do think, because we're obviously going to come on to the starting 11 now, I do think that we need to go out all guns blazing. As I said earlier, we need to flood the midfield with players, and attacking-minded players, as much as possible. I won't go into too much detail, but I have, ironically, only made 3 changes from my preview for Derby. And this is what I'm thinking. Areola in goal, with a back 3 of Kera, Ogbonna and Aguerd. Soufal and Johnson as the wing-backs, with Rice, Paqueta and Benrahma in midfield, supporting Fornals behind Antonio up front. So guys, as you know full well, that's the starting 11 that I'm hoping David Moyes is going to put out. He's nowhere in a million years is he going to actually put this starting 11 out, but that's the one that I'm hoping he's going to do. So thank you very, very much for your time. As always, put your comments in the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my starting 11? If you don't, let us know who you'd put out and what formation. It's not a problem. I love to engage with you guys. Not many people are commenting, unfortunately, but if there's Geordie fans, again, just let us know what you think of what I've talked about. Let us know the players you think we should be looking out for if I haven't already mentioned them. But thank you very much for your time, guys. If you're enjoying the content, then by means, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And make sure your bell is set to all. And even those that have been subscribed, make sure you set your notification bell to all. Gabs, I'm talking to you. It's always late for a watch along. But of course, guys, we'll look to try and we should be doing the watch along for the Newcastle game on Saturday late evening. So, guys, make sure you're available. It's going to be a toughie. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. Look after yourself. Stay warm. Behave. Keep yourself out of trouble within limits. And I'll see you very, very soon. All the best.